Hi guys, it's TL. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and I promised some folks I'd talk about it. A while back there was a big discussion on efficiency and what we can do to make ourselves more efficient, and that was a big problem for me because I was really overblowing, and I didn't realize the extent of my overblowing until I looked at my practice logs. And that's like my first tip I want to give you is log your practicing, what you're doing, how you're doing. Because when you go back and look, you can see what's progressing, what's working, what's not. And that's how I got some of these ideas I'm going to share with you. Because I had to think outside the box. A lot of the traditional stuff just wasn't working for me. Okay, so I needed to find out how to play the most effectively I could without using as much energy because I was really overblowing. Now, what I started to do was to buzz on a rim. So I made my own, you can buy them. Or if you don't have that access, there's a video of me somewhere here where I take an old bottle, cut it open, and then you put the cap on it, and you make the hole about the size of your mouthpiece. Okay, this is about the size of my mouthpiece. So first thing in the morning, what I do when I'm getting ready to practice is I just do a little bit of buzzing on the rim. And what I'm trying to do is get a nice relaxed buzz with the least amount of effort. The least amount of effort that it takes to get it. And then I'm trying to feel the sensation of what's happening with the chops. And I will do some arpeggios and things like that. And I do that for maybe a minute or two. Then the next thing I do, and sometimes I'll do this when I'm driving, is I mouthpiece buzz. But I do it a little differently, and I have a different take, because I know some guys do this, but here's my take on it. I actually put a pencil in the mouthpiece. But the pencil I have to use is one of these, the angled hexagonal, I think they're called. I don't know. It can't be a round, because if I use a round pencil, there's no gap anywhere, and it just shuts down everything. I don't want to do an isometric exercise. I don't want to, just stop and build muscle. I'm trying to find the finesse here and create a buzz with the least amount of effort, because what I found with this is that if I blow too hard, it shuts me down. If I use the least amount of effort, I can get a buzz. You see if you can hear it here. I hope you can hear that. Now, this will build strength, but that wasn't my intent. It's to find the least amount of effort. And in doing this, over a period of a month or so, I started to figure out some things. I started getting better at lip trills. Lip trills are always difficult for me because I couldn't figure out how this all worked, and I was overblowing. With this, because if you overblow it, it shuts you down. And I was starting able to do lip trills. And it helped me to figure out what I needed to do. And it wasn't what I thought I had to do. I had to combine a lot of different techniques and perspectives, from different thoughts and pedagogies, if you will, to create what worked for me. And that's what this is all about, is finding your way. So again, the pencil, but I needed one of these. And you have to experiment, with what resistance you need on that. I could do it without it, but what I found is if I just did a regular mouthpiece, I had a tendency to overblow it. And again, I'm looking for efficiency here. That was my whole deal. Now, I only did this for about a minute or 2 minutes at the max. I didn't spend a lot of time with it. If I needed to go back to it, I would go back to it later in the day and again do it for about a minute or so. It's not like I did this for an hour a day, okay? I'm trying to re-educate this whole thing through finesse. Okay, the next thing I did was to get it acclimated to the horn. So I had to have a little resistance. And what I used is a homemade practice mute. Okay, this is an old air freshener. And this gave me the resistance that I needed. Okay? And what I like about this is if I overblow it, it will shut me down. See? But if I allow it to vibrate, sorry, it works effectively. I don't have to force it. So then, of course, the next step was to take the mute out and then try and get the same kind of sensation. And what I found after doing that for about a week or so is that my endurance got better. My range got better too, but my endurance, I could play longer if I needed to. I could play through exercises. Right now I'm going back to my college years and I'm playing some of the characteristic studies out of the Arbans. I can play 2-3 Arbans characteristics and not bat an eye. Endurance-wise, I still got a lot of other things to hash out, but it's fun just because of this aspect. Now I played with this for several months. And again, I found out what worked for me by logging it. So my suggestion is just try some of this stuff. And also try different mutes. When I got used to this, I could go to a different mute. The only thing I found is when I went to a mute with less resistance, then I would start to overblow again. So that means I had to backtrack. And one thing that helps me out too is keeping one of these pencils close. Because if I start getting the sensation that, you know, I'm overblowing, I'm getting tired and I shouldn't be, quick fix for me, back to here for about 15 or 20 seconds. Get the sensation, go back to the horn. And there it is. Okay, so I hope there's something there you can help with you. By all means, modify it to however you need. Don't be afraid to think outside the box, okay? Thanks, guys. Good luck.